I bid to everyone. Okay, so all right. Now, before we begin, do remind your friends, okay, semester five, and also members of Eclipse, and basically the entire of LG243 to by all means do come and join us. So, without further ado, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Unlocking Internship Success, where basically we will be having a session, all right, which will feature various of our. We will be starting with a sharing session. Sorry, featuring our current semester six students who are interning, and today, all right, the spotlight is on none other than Abdul Kabir bin Abdul Aziz. Okay, so Mr. Kabeer. All right. Kabeer is basically your semester six senior. He is currently doing his intern. Okay, and I myself have had the opportunity to teach him a few times. There was one time I taught him drama, and during that time, member tengah tempang. So yeah, good days, good days. All right, Kabeer, how are you?
Hello, sir. Yeah, I'm good. Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Alhamdulillah. All right. Okay. So, Kabe, can you please, like maybe briefly introduce yourself and share where you are currently doing your internship?
Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Zach, for the introduction. Assalamualaikum semua. Selamat malam. Salam Jumaat. Macam Melayu kan hari ni Jumaat. Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Abdul Kabir bin Abdul Aziz. Currently semester 6 for LG243. I live in Kelang, Selangor. Bang bang. Selamat malam bang. Yeah, my friend over here, Iqbal. We go way back in diploma. Okay, so what else? From Selangor, Kelang. It's not like I'm currently interning. I did my internship because it's finished already. It's finished already. I did my internship at Media Prima TV3 and I work for Nightline TV3. So Nightline is the English news for TV3 that airs on 12 o'clock in the morning. So like the pukul 12 malam. So when people are asleep, we are working. So I did my internship for 4 months from September until December, and I finished during the 31st of December. And yeah, it was a great experience. I guess that's all. Back to Mr. Zach.
All right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. You remind me when I was working as a headhunter back in the day, right? Because I had to follow American time. So I feel you. I feel you. For your working hours. Okay. But okay, Kabe. Out of all, right? Out of all, I mean, our students have gone through internships. I mean, various companies, various industries. Even my students, one is doing at a scientific organization called TechDome, while the other one is under Kongzi, the Institute of Kongzi. So why did you choose this particular organization for your internship?
Okay, thank you for the question, Mr. Zach. First of all, I'm quite nervous. Okay, so relax. Okay, why did I choose Media Prima? I guess when I was first searching for a place for internship, I didn't know what I wanted to pursue. I mean, some of the lecturers, I think Mr. Zach also said that he had a friend in the copywriting industry. If you guys know, is it FM Media? It's in Section 7. So I was considering copywriting. And then, the basic internship for our courses is like human resources, corporate communication, or marketing, branding, content creator even. So there's a lot to choose. And I was pretty much conflicting with myself of what to choose. But then my brother came to me and said, "Hey, Kabe, kau tak nak kerja TV3 ke?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't think that's my forte because that's the media industry. And my brother used to work at TV3, Media Prima. He's also a producer for Night TV, but he used to work there. So he said to me, "Oh, try lah kerja TV3 because it's just basically writing English stories kalau kerja Nightline." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting, but I'm still scared because it's a media industry. I thought that was a place for mass comm students." But then he said, hey, the executive producer of Nightline is a Tesla graduate. So I guess like, oh, that's comforting enough. So I sent my resume, and then they improved my resume, and then yeah, that started my journey in Media Prima TV3. So I think the reason why I chose it because my brother proposed it to me. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, can you share with our audience about your experience working at Media Prima? I mean, maybe if you have, I was informed that you prepared some stuff to show us.
Yeah, I can. Okay, I'm gonna pull out. How? I did prepare some slides as Mr. Pavi did ask me to some slides. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Okay, so yeah. So again, I am at TV3, Nightline TV3. I work as an assistant producer. So an assistant producer is basically a producer in training. So like working as an assistant producer, the end goal is to become the producer, the main producer for the program. So working as an assistant producer, my main job is basically to oversee the whole program. And then the first thing I come to work is just to find news, find relevant news. It doesn't matter local, sports, or even the foreign international news. I have to come to work, find some news, and then basically write the news itself. So assistant producers, we also write our own stories, and what we write is what the newsreader will read. So I guess a lot of you don't know that, and I also didn't know that when I first came into the work. And then my basically my other responsibilities is to liaise with the editors. So like the visual editors, video editors, the graphic designers, cameraman, the studio director, and also the newsreader. So I have to like basically connect with them and then talk to them. Basically, I have to brief them, or next time we have to do like this, or the video we have to do like this, the picture we have to do like this. That is basically my job, because the producer's job is just to oversee the whole thing. So as an assistant, that's what I do. And then, we also are allowed to go on assignments. Assignments is basically if you've seen a reporter on site somewhere, anywhere, like in a crash site, an accident site, we can go there as well. We are allowed to do that, but that's basically a reporter's job. But if you want to do that, we can propose to the producer, and say that, oh, I want to cover this, and yeah, you're allowed to do that. And if you have the talent, if you have the looks, you have the voice, you have to train to become a reader or a reporter. So basically, anyone in the company is allowed to train to become a newsreader, and usually it takes around 2 years, but if you're good enough, around few months, and then suddenly you can become a reader. So my experience of working there is, wait a minute, okay. So in the production side, I got the exposure of the role of a producer, because I didn't know what a producer does actually. Because usually you can see in every show, in every movie, at the end credit you see the producer's name. So you might think, when I was seeing that, I said, oh, apa benda orang buat ni? Like there's a lot of people involved in the program, and I was like, oh, then there's a producer, the most important person. So I only knew that the producer basically creates everything. That's why it's called a producer. They produce the news program itself, or the movie, or the show itself. So a producer, they bear high responsibilities, because if anything goes wrong, even the slightest mistake, the producer is to blame. And also me, the assistant producer itself, because we are all working together. And working as a producer, I think what I've applied from is that the writing skills, because we learn how to write in English, we learn how to do academic writing, but coming into the production side, you have to change that style. You have to write more in active sentences. So I guess that production side enhanced my writing skills. And then I also got exposed to news reporting recently. I think it was on 24th of November. I got the chance to appear on live TV. I got 4 minutes screen time. Yahoo! good for me. So yeah, I got exposed. I got exposure on, it's very different talking like this in front of a lot of people like this, and also in front of camera and a teleprompter. It's it's super humbling because it's so. I was really nervous. I kept stuttering, but I only took 3 tries because it's my appearance on live TV was recorded because it was an augmented uh I would say augmented kind of video. So we don't have that technology yet to do it live, making sure that things pops up over here suddenly. So it was recorded and is edited before it was aired on the Nightline TV3. But still, I got to read the news prompter and stuttered a lot. Got scolded a lot by my producer. Said, "Hey, relax, bernafas." And I said, "Okay, sorry, boss." But that training gives you experience. Also, it enhanced my writing and verbal skills, and also it allowed me to work on high pressure because trust me, it is very high pressure. Yeah, I guess I would give it back to Mr. Zach.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Kabeer. All right. All right. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. That was an interesting experience. I mean, yeah. I guess by now you probably realize that like media. I mean, us from the end user, we're just like, oh, okay, we're just looking at the news. There's a lady over there reading the news. Okay, all right. But behind it, belakang tabir, that's a different thing altogether. So yes. Okay, now prior to when you were at Media Prima, right? In your opinion, like, how did APB or LG243 prepare you for whatever task that you had to handle?
Okay, that's a good question. I guess that our program is basically tailored for our students to be ready for the working world. I think that's a very well-known fact about the LG course. I think even if any of you are from LG 120, even LG 120 is to prepare the students to be in the working world. And LG 240, so we have the communication name, not just English. We have communication. So I guess our sorry voice break. So I guess our program, the subjects that we learned, such as workplace communication, I don't know, workplace reading, intercultural communication, global culture, academic writing, even drama class, even presentation skills, even what's that website creating subject? I forgot. And like every subject that we learn, I think is just so that we are prepared to do those things at work. We learn those things during our studying period in detail, I would say. But you would use it only like just a surface level on during your working experience. And I would say particularly LG243 prepared me to become sort of that person that you are able to teach, you are able to give a job, and then we can do it with quality because our program actually allows us to become I don't want to enhance anybody's ego, but our program bagi kita jadi worker yang lebih I don't know proficient because we are already exposed to what you're going to do during your working experience. Like you have to communicate with your co-workers, collaboration, you have to, even we have interviewing subjects, we have presentation subjects. You are going to talk, you have to talk to people. You're going to be presenting something to your working company. So all of those things prepared me to be working in Media Prima basically. And especially in a new industry which I never thought I would be stepping into. Surprisingly, I was prepared. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm glad that whatever that we have uh, taught and lectured you, throughout your 5 semesters, it has. I mean, it gave you the necessary skill set for your internship. Okay, but I think even I've probably mentioned this a few times in class when I was teaching you guys. I will always say that okay, once you're out there, once you are working, even interning, it's going to be a different ball game compared to being in class. The stress is different. The concept of deadlines are different. So with that, are there any differences between, what would be the differences when you are doing your internship versus, being a student? Is it similar? Is it langit and bumi? How is it?
Yeah, it's langit and bumi. I'm being totally honest, it's very langit and bumi because working is like real world situation. Studying, you're like role playing about coming into the real world. But when you're working, interning, you're basically working. The intern name is just for us to be learning, and then for the company to allow us to learn, and then probably serap you into becoming a permanent worker. But basically, when you're interning, you're just working. I'm pretty sure a lot of you from diploma ada pernah intern during diploma. So you guys might know what I'm talking about. The working industry is totally different than when you are studying. Because when you're studying, deadlines, those are just training for you for so that when you are working, you have to meet those deadlines as well. And trust me, deadlines during working and studying is also very different because like when you're studying and your lecturer might give you a second chance if you didn't submit your assignment depending on the lecturer kan. Like Mr. Z tak pernah kasih deadline apa second chance kan. And and during working you have to abide to that deadline seriously because it's a real world situation, and if you don't abide to that deadline, your job is going to be it's on the line. You might be fired because you didn't meet the deadline or you didn't just perform well. So I would say you guys have to prepare a lot to be in the working. It's not, that's why people say, oh rindu lah zaman belajar. There's a reason why people say that. There's a reason. Because zaman belajar is so fun. And I come to work at 4 p.m. tau. I come to work at 4 p.m. until 12:30 at midnight I balik. And then, when during my off days, I lepak with my friends and they say, oh, tomorrow I have class lah at 8 a.m. And I said, I'd rather go to that class lah than going to work. Tak kisahlah kelas 8 p.m. until 4 p.m. I rather go there. At least I get to see my friends. I get to see, my friend. I get to, the only thing that you would think that you were stressed about during class kan, makan apa apa ni, and makan apa. It's just that, and then class. But during work, you have to think about a lot of, even money, just trying to survive in the world. So yeah, that's all.
I mean, I do agree. And here I am as a lecturer doing my PhD. If people were to ask me what would be the best time of my life, I still say degree. So yeah. Okay, all right. Now, okay, since you mentioned that it's it's a different ball game when you are working. What were like, the challenges that you faced while you were doing your internship, and how did you overcome them?
Okay. Do I have a slide for that? I don't remember. Yeah, can I say for success? Okay, Kabeer. Okay, let's use this lah. Okay. So I would say my challenges. So it's a new industry for me. I said it before. It's a media industry. So when I came into the office itself, it's like, oh, media, because before this kan, Media Prima is at Seri Pentas before this. So it's quite an iconic building. So coming into that, I was like, damn, I'm working at Seri Pentas, TV3, one of the biggest news program in Malaysia. So first of all, I was quite nervous. I was very, very nervous. And then, alongside working with people who are, I don't know if you guys know some of the leaders of TV3 like Kamarudin Mape or yes, I think you guys don't know their names, but you might know their faces. So yeah, I work alongside them. So it's like I was pressured because a lot of famous faces, and also at Sri Pentas you have Hot FM. You can see Khairi Jamaluddin sometimes come there, and then some artists that are going. So it's like wow, it's a new world to me. So I was nervous and I was quite timid when I was during my first months. I was quite timid. I was quite, and I'm an introvert myself. So it's like I was scared to communicate with people, and then the challenge is that working in the media industry, you have to talk with people. That's like basically a kewajiban, because working there, everyone is gonna help you, and you're gonna help everyone. So you have to communicate. You cannot you can be an introvert, but when it comes to work, when you have to talk with people, when you have to communicate, you have to do that. You have to perform that thing. And then the next challenge would be, I would say, writing the stories itself, because it's also that's another pressure. What you write is what's going to be said on live TV, and you're not writing like entertainment stories, because entertainment is all fun and games, but this is news. News is facts, and the responsibility is that you have to write about Perdana Menteri punya news, you have to write about Israel Gaza punya news. So those are heavy things that you have to write on land. And as an intern, I I used to write foreign stories about Gaza. I used to write anything about bombings, anything political about North Korea and South Korea's dispute, and basically a lot of things. But I don't touch the parliamentary story because my producer didn't give me the allowance to do that. So writing those stories, you have that pressure because kita bekerja dengan fakta. And if the fact is wrong, then you can be sued. Yeah, basically you can be sued. So trying to adapt to the writing style of Nightline TV3 is quite hard as well. And we use British English, so I thought I was proficient enough. And I'm quite confident with my grammar, with my writing skills. But going there, when I write my stories, and if you don't know, if I write my stories, my coworkers have to proofread it basically before it going live, because yeah, I'm an intern. So whenever I write it, and then after I proofread it, I take a look back. They change it a lot. So that's like apa tu? Jatuhkan confidence lah basically kan. But that's a learning process. You orang baru, so it's normal for people to correct you a lot during the early days. But you learn, and then through time, like after 3 months, sometimes my stories are not proofread at all. Like they don't change a lot because I came to adapt to the writing styles. So I guess that's the two biggest challenges for me lah. Communicating with my coworkers, but look at that now. I'm eating with my coworkers kan. Even umur lain-lain pun, we all can sit on a table and talk about a lot of things. Even makcik-makcik tua pun boleh lepak sama-sama. So communicating, and then also adapting to the pressure and writing style of Nightline TV3. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Kabeer, on that. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that you said it. Yeah, I do agree with you wholeheartedly that when you go into a new place, and not just internship, you always, be humble. No matter how good you are, and so on, you always gotta be humble. So yeah. So that was a very good insight. And okay, so now when we're talking about internship, right? So as you know, since you've gone through this process, your semester 5 juniors are in the midst of choosing internships. Some of them have probably sent resumes here and there, and so on. So in your opinion, how do you think that how should students choose an internship placement which aligns with either their interests or their career goals?
Okay, that's actually a quite tough question because before finding a place for intern, our lecturers would say find something that is good for you. Take a look at the salary, I mean the allowance, the working environment. Some of our lecturers would suggest to go on what's the website called that the employers would leave a review on the company. I forgot what it's called. And then just make sure that the internship place is a proper company. But for me, kind as a student, not everything is gonna go your way. Okay. Glassdoor, yes, Iqbal, Glassdoor. Okay. So choosing an internship placement, I would say you have to jangan have high expectations on you're gonna totally get this company. You confirm dapat that one because you tahu you punya resume is suitable for that company. Sometimes it's not gonna happen. Okay, and sometimes you have to pick one of the companies that you don't actually want. Okay, so my opinion is that, you know, you can choose your company of internship placement. You can have your pick and choose, because if you're applying to a lot of companies, you send your resume to a lot of companies, some of them might reply, and then let's say you have three options, you can choose between three of them. But a lot of the time, we probably have only one reply, and that is the only opportunity for you to go for internship. And I would say that, you know, for beginning of internship, you if you had to take the thing that you don't like, just take it, because I believe that there's a reason why you're gonna be placed on that in that company. Ada sebab why you have to endure a lot of challenges. Even one of the worst companies ever, there's a reason why you are placed over there. You are there to learn, and then, you know, so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. So that after you finish internship, you don't make the mistake of choosing the wrong company. So my advice is that, when choosing your internship place, I would say first pray to God lah, pray to God so that you get the best. I would say pray for the best placement for you, the best decision for you. He knows the best. And yeah, make sure that even if you're working at a place that you don't want, give it your all. And your first matlamat there is to learn, just to learn, get to know the working industry. And inshallah, you're going to survive, and then you're going to be a better person when you come out of the place. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So with that being said, in your opinion as well, what steps that you think that your juniors now can take to prepare themselves for internship?
Okay. I think I have a slide for that just now. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So I think preparation wise kan, this is Mr. Pavi. He said to me to prepare a slide for criteria for success. So basically that's a preparation. So I believe that I put three over here. So these three are the, I think for me the most important attributes or criteria for success. And I wouldn't say for success, it's just for surviving your working career, because you're not going to be working for a few months. Yes, internship is just 4 months. But then when you're stepping into the working world, you're going to be working for 20 years. You're going to be working for 30 years sampai you pension. So I believe these three attributes are important for you to survive for the next 20 years. So firstly, I would say is to be disciplined. And as a student, we also have to be disciplined. But in the working place, we have to be super disciplined, because you're going to have a lot of pressure put on you, and some people are going to throw their work on you, some people are going to be bad influence to you. So the way you're going to stand your ground in the work industry is to have discipline. You have to be able to abide to the deadlines, and also to balance priorities. I'm going to give you my experience in TV3 lah kan. You know, you're gonna be shocked because it's quite very flexible working in the news industry. I think if Mr. Isaac is over here, he came to my office and then he saw like it's super relaxed. Like people are enjoying themselves. Some people even come in late because it's a news industry. So like if you come in, if you know what you're gonna do, if you can write the stories fast, then it's not a problem. As long as you're good at writing stories, you're good at producing the news program, then when it goes on air, then it's good. And like, you know, working there, people come to work, they don't do work first, they go lunch, they go to as for me lah, I datang pukul 4, they go to play sports dulu ke, because we have a volleyball court above there, and we also have a ping pong table, which I usually am in there most of my time as well. So like it's super flexible, it's super, you know, if you are confident with your skills, you know, like yeah, you can play first and then you can do your work. But you know, you have to have the ability to balance your priorities. Like I come into work, I make sure my work is done first. Like, I make sure all my stories are done. I make sure like it's proofread, and then after it's proofread, then I would relax. I would go eat, I would go buy something, or I would go to the chill out room and look at people playing ping pong, because some of them they play first, they go eat first, and then suddenly it's last minute to write the story. So that's not a good attitude. So make sure you have discipline. And secondly, why cannot? Secondly, is to be able to separate personal and work. So this is another thing that I've seen during my working experience lah kan. You might think why you have to be able to separate personal and work. It is to avoid conflict. Why I say that? Because okay, one time when I was working, the video editor, the video editor punya role is just to edit the video. Whatever the producer gives to you, don't edit. So an intern for Bulletin Utama came to him, and then because the video editor called her and said, "Hey, is this video okay?" And then the intern said, "Oh, what do you think? If kalau ada video lain yang kau jumpa lagi okay ke, cuba masukkan." And then the video editor marah lah, cakap, "Tu bukan kerja aku, tu kerja kau. Kau apa nak suruh-suruh aku?" Said like that. And then perempuan yang intern tu is like, "Oh, sorry, dia macam takut." And then dia betulkan balik, and then they went on with their work. And then after that, the video editor is my friend as well. The video editor came to the intern and said, jomlah makan lipat-lipat. And then the intern was like, bukan tadi kau marah aku ke? Oh, tadi aku marah sebab kerja. Kerja lah. Kita dah okay ni okay lah. So, I guess that a lot of people don't have that grasp over like professional is professional, personal is personal. Because again, my experience, there's a student, intern, did a big mistake for Bulletin Utama, and then people got personal. Like there's a vendetta on her. Like she was isolated. She was thrown to like different desks. Like because just one mistake. I think that mistake could be, it should not be a reason to isolate her. So I think some of them are not mature enough to separate personal and work. Even boys over here yang or girls yang play sports ke apa kan, masa main sukan pun, kalau berkasar dalam sukan, dah keluar tu dalam padang lah, kat luar kita kawan. So I think that's a very important quality lah for us to be in the working world, because trust me, if you don't know how to separate between personal and work, your mental health is gonna be damn affected gila-gila. Because then you don't know, dia ada masalah dengan aku ke? Masalah time kerja je, bukan masalah time personal. Personal rasa dah okay je. So you don't know. So it's very important so that your mental health can be preserved, basically. And lastly is to be a blank canvas. I think everyone understands that you have to be able to be taught, and then so that people can people can give their knowledge to you, so people can teach you, people can I think being a blank canvas is very important, because you're gonna be someone that people is gonna like over at your company. Kalau you're sombong, egotistical, tak nak belajar, people are gonna hate you. There are people at Media Prima yang macam tu, and like orang tak suka pun. Because kalau kena tegur sikit, aku dah kerja lama. That's another thing. Even if you have been long in that company, doesn't mean you are always right. Okay, I'm an intern, and this is quite, I don't know if it's but I have my coworker, my staff also working for Nightline, and then she corrected me on a mistake. Apparently, they said my writing skills apa tu, said billions of dollars. Okay, billions of dollars. That's correct, kan, Mr. ZM? Billions of dollars. And then she said, no, it's billions of dollar. And I was like, but it's plural. Itu plural kan? I said, no, we use billions of dollar here. You don't say billions of ringgits. And I was like, what logic is that? So, and at that point I was like, I'm questioning my grammar skills being an English student for like 5 years. So I ikut je cakap dia, okay, billions of dollar, I tulis. And then she went away for lunch ke apa kan, and then I met my executive, the boss, executive producer, the Tesla graduate. I said, bang, is it billions of dollar or billions of dollars? Billions of dollars lah, kan plural. So, and I was like, but ni kata ni, jangan dengar cakap dia tak betul. So it shows that even if you're working long, even if you work longer over there, doesn't mean you are always right. Be open for new knowledge. Like, just don't be egotistical. Jangan sombong. ilmu tu ada dekat mana-mana. Even orang yang muda-muda pun can give you new info, new knowledge. Ya, betul. Sikit-sikit cakap makan garam dulu. So, don't be like that person. Especially you guys yang akan go to intern, lagilah, you guys are new, make sure to serap any info. And there's a reason why people say dalam satu table, if everyone over there is more successful than you, be quiet. You have to listen, make sure you learn anything from them. And then next time when you are more experienced, that's your time to provide that knowledge to other people. So yeah, those are my three tips for you guys.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really like when you were talking about the be a blank canvas, and yeah, I myself have. I mean, I've worked in three separate companies. You know, before I used to teach in the private sector. I used to work as a headhunter, and now I'm in UiTM. Oh, the people that I've met. Whew. I mean, I like to talk more, but since this is recorded, I might get into trouble, so I won't. Okay, now. Okay, so now, what kind of advice or any additional insight or advice that maybe you'd like to share with your juniors?
Okay, so after talking about criteria for success, like I would go on to, this is another important thing for me when you go for internship, tak kisahlah mana-mana company kan, is for the networking. Yes, networking. So I don't know if you guys are aware the apa tu, like betapa pentingnya networking ni, because especially me working at Media Prima, it's a ton of networking opportunities. People over there, you nampak biasa-biasa, but got connection with Sultan, got connection with Najib Razak, with Anwar Ibrahim. Everyone over there has connections. And also, I'm sure in other companies as well, you might meet people that have connections, that have friends with people that are way more successful. So I would say, when you are interning later kan, avoid sitting on your own. Don't sit on your own. Don't like be like, oh ni hal aku buat hal aku. No, I would, even if you are introverted like me kan, if you can't strike a conversation just like that, just try to make friends. Try to make friends. You don't know kawan yang kau buat tu nanti is gonna present you an opportunity. Like for my experience lah kan, after I appeared on TV, and then I went to my friends. This is a cafe. The first picture over here is a cafe in Bukit Jelutong. They recently opened, kan? And then they offered me, nak jadi MC tak? Kita orang bayar. And I was like, oh why? Oh, tahu kenal kau. I saw you on TV and all. I think you are a good fit to become an MC. So that just shows the opportunities of networking allows you. It gave me a job becoming an MC, my first paid MC job. So that's super new to me. And you know, you can see I've interviewed, that's, if you guys know, like Ustaz Adni Roslan, or people would like to call him Ustaz Beflip. And then in the event itself, I've met Ahmad Idham. I've met, if you know, the Westar CEO Tan Sri Syed Azman. I've met the new actor Sofia Al-Barakbar. Also had the chance to almost met Ali Sata. So like, just try and mingle around. Be a social butterfly. Engage in conversation and always be open to lend a hand. But jangan terlalu, how would I say this? You should be helpful to other people, but jangan jadi kulit. That's important. You have to know your worth. If people start throwing you work, I have a lot of friends that are interning kan. The co-workers over there just throw their work to them. Even kerja tu, kerja dorang bagi dekat intern, bagi kat intern. Report mana-mana, bagi intern. Sebab apa? Intern kena tolong. Intern tu baik. No, don't be like that. Know your worth. You have to know apa role you, and if people try to give work yang bukan your role, jangan tolong. Unless like it's your friend ke apa ke, then yeah. So you have to have that ability to judge, you know, what should you help and what shouldn't you help. Because it's, kalau you terlalu menolong, it's gonna be, people are gonna backstab you. Orang akan pijak. So yeah, be able to judge other people's asking for help, and then make sure to engage in conversation and take that opportunity of networking with your co-workers. Because trust me, tiba-tiba nanti jadi artis kalau boleh bercakap dengan orang. Tiba-tiba dapat kerja jadi tempat company yang okay. Just because you can strike a conversation with someone. So don't undermine the ability of networking with your co-workers. I guess, yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much on that, Kabe. Yes, I mean I do agree with that. With your points on that as well about networking and so on. Because yeah, I mean if we're talking about people, personalities differ. You know, we have those who are introverts, extroverts, ambiverts, socialites, social butterflies, as you said it, and also those who are antisocial. But yeah, it is important to know people around. It's not cable lah. It's not cable sebenarnya, bukan. It's networking, you know, so that in the end we can, you know, that's how opportunities will come knocking on your door, inshallah, and so on. And if I may share, all of the jobs that I got, the first job when I was teaching in the private sector, that one someone offered to me. And then the second job that I got as a headhunter, a friend offered to me. UITM, now APB, also someone offered to me. So yeah, it's important to know people, and also most importantly to know the right people every now and then. Okay. All right. So, fellow audience. Okay. Anyway, before we go into the Q&A session, anything else that you want to share, Kabeer?
I think I shared a lot lah. So I think that's all lah kot. I
Okay.
don't know what else to share.
All right then. Okay, so fellow LG243 students, now we have reached to the Q&A session. All right. So if you have any questions, you can either write them in the chat box. Okay. You can write them in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and ask directly to our Mr. Kabeer, or in your case, to your Abang Kabeer, senior again. So yeah. All right. Any questions, guys? Okay. Yes, Iqbal.
Okay, Assalamualaikum Kabir. Good evening and I think good night to everyone. So Kabir, my brother from another mother, even though he's not older, we're actually born on the same day and date. He was just, I think he's a bit older because he was born in the morning, I was in the afternoon. But my question to Kabir is, given your experience in terms of beginning until the end of internship, I think let's see if you can rewind time, and what's the one thing that you would improve or you would change to have a better experience to, like, to begin your internship? Like, I'm going to internship, or I'm going to my interview. What could I improve better, and would it create a better outcome than what you have experienced? So yeah, that is my question.
Okay, Iqbal, you've presented me with a very tough question. I never thought about, that one thing that I could improve, so that if I could rewind time, I would have a much better experience. But I think personally, for me, because now, like after 4 months, I've known everyone in my office. Like I'm shocked that everyone else is so friendly. I'm shocked that they are gonna benefit me as much as I'm gonna benefit them. So back to my point earlier, one thing that I would change early on is just to try and talk to everyone, because I think if you engage on talking to everyone on your early days, it's gonna be a better experience for you in the next months. Because like if you don't know anyone, you're gonna be like, oh, tak nak datang kerja hari ni. You're gonna be like, internship is hell for me. Internship is hell apa semua, because you don't know anyone. The reason why you go to some place, you go to a class, you go to work, is because you know someone there. You pergi kelas hari because nak jumpa kawan-kawan, bukan nak jumpa lecturer pun kan sebenarnya kan. Bukan nak belajar sangat pun. So I guess early on, try to make friends, silent repost, try to make friends, try to make connections so that, you know, it's going to be smooth after the next few months. Because I think from my experience lah kan, I started being a social butterfly on my nearing the end of my third month. And then after knowing everyone, I was like, damn, menyesalnya tak kenal orang sebelum ni. Like menyesalnya tak kenal during the first month. Menyesalnya tak lepak dengan orang sebelum ni. Menyesalnya tak kenal because they presented me with a lot of opportunities. They're going to help me with a lot of things. And the working process becomes easier. Okay, because you know, especially me working in the media industry, people are gonna help me as much as I'm gonna help them. So let's see if I don't know that people, the process is gonna be awkward. Let's say the people is editing my video. I said, oh bang, macam ni lah. Oh macam ni. And then you nampak ada salah sikit, and then you macam malu. Oh tak nak tegur. Abang ni nampak garang lah. But then after a few months, I dah kenal semua orang lepak je. And then your working experience is gonna be much better. Like nanti bila ada salah, salah kau ni tak form sorry relax tak matang. It's gonna be fun, serious. So make sure awal-awal tu you try and make friends and make sure you make friends with the right people. And if you nampak orang tu betul-betul tak betul, then quickly cut him off as early as possible. That's my advice. One thing that I would change lah. Just make sure to have friends. Yeah. Is that?
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay. We have a question in our chat box by Nur Hidayah Muhammad Khizair. Okay. I know this might be a cliche question, but how do an introvert person overcome their social anxiety to networking with people? Sure, I could be a funny person, but I find it very hard for me to socialize with new people. Happened to me during my diploma days. And if it wasn't for them to converse with me first, I'd be a really quiet nerd kid. Also, I have the RBF, a resting but itch face, so it makes it harder for me to socialize. Okay, Kabeer?
Okay. I think as an introvert, if you want to be able to network kan, I think dulu I also a timid person dari time diploma and then the first thing that you have to do is find a friend who is a social butterfly. Find a friend with social butterfly. I made a friend with a social butterfly and he became my best friend during diploma and he was the one who brought me to any place, any event time diploma ke apa ke dia bawa and then oh ni Kabeer ni and then macam tu you dapat kenal every one of his friends and then they're going to be your friends. Just like his friends are going to be your best friends. So my advice would be find someone who is a social butterfly, but I think it's quite difficult in the company like working because sometimes people have that mentality of oh kerja is kerja, balik kerja aku tak kawan dengan orang. I think that's an okay mentality to have. That's a barrier that you have to set with your co-workers lah kan. Just like apa tu, don't let them be into your personal life, tak kasih follow Instagram ke apa ke so that let's say you have sick leave tapi you post pergi bercuti kan, so like diorang tak complain ke apa kan. But you know, I think it's a good barrier to have, but there is a fine line between not talking to them at all and also engaging and then being friends with them. You can separate your personal life with them, but make sure at work you have to have your work best friend. That's very important. Having a work best friend or work best friends, ramai-ramai pun tak apa. Make sure I'm pretty sure if an introvert is working at my place, I can come and make friends with him first. Because people are going to make friends with you no matter what. So make sure you find someone who is, it doesn't have to be a social butterfly. Make sure just to find someone working with you. Because obvious sasa orang yang kerja situ dia kenal semua orang juga. So nanti when you go on internship, find the right friend. Find the right friend, he's gonna be, or he or she is gonna be introducing you to everyone working there. Tell him or her like, oh, give me a tour. Let me know some people. Who should I know? Bila kerja lama, who should I know? Who should I avoid? Just ask him everything. Make him your friend. You have to have a work best friend. Serious. Even my internship, my friends yang go to internship, they have one work best friend yang dia akan lepak after work ke apa ke. Make sure you find that person. Yeah. Limit pun your Zoom ni, Kabeer. Okay, Mr. Zach. Okay, yeah, that's
All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. Back to Hidayah. Okay, your answer reminded me of myself when I was working part time back in 2022. Okay, I'm a good friend with the manager now, and yes, she initiated the conversation first. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm happy. Good job. So just keep that going on, Hidayah. All right. Okay. All right. Now, the next song we have would be by Nurdania Umairah Johar. Okay, how do you balance the fine line between popping off yourself to gain opportunities and make connections and feeling like you're bragging? Interesting. The fine line between, putting yourself out there and also to make it sound like you're bragging and so on. I like that question by Nurdania. Kabe?
wow. A lot of people I met memang bragging. Yeah, they're really bragging lah themselves at Media Prima and all kan. Okay, finding the fine line to make yourself seen lah kan, because you have your skills. You mesti nak tunjuk orang your skills, and to differentiate that with belagak, showing off. First of all, I don't think showing off is a problem. That's my opinion lah. I don't think showing off is a problem, because if showing off is going to give you opportunities, then show off. But make sure to show off the good qualities. Okay. The thing with bragging is that when you see people are bragging, why do you hate people bragging? Because they brag about the things that are bad. Okay. Like, okay, maybe they would brag like, oh, I can talk very good. I'm good with girls. I'm good with aku ni dah makan garam dulu. And you will macam those are things like that's not a good quality that you're bragging. So I think the thing for bragging is that bragging is for bad things. And if you are showing your good qualities, that's not bragging to me. That's just making you be seen by other people. Okay. In Media Prima, a lot of people, like the news leaders, even yang famous, Mr. Kamarudin Mape ke, Yasin Mansur ke, even Azharia Tagaya ke, even some of the radio DJs ke, kita nampak dia punya qualities. They are very great people. Sometimes they also appear like bragging, but they are humble people. So I think the fine line between popping off yourself and feeling like bragging is like, make sure that you are showing your good qualities and not to be too in your face. Macam tu. Jangan in other people's face sangat. No. I have a friend yang in my internship, I have a friend, dia bisa setahun je with me. But the way he talks, as if he has the whole world experience behind him lah. Because during my last week of internship, I came to him because he's like my friend lah kan. But 1 year older, I said, macam mana lah nak cari kerja kan after ni kan. I said, kau kena sini Kabeer. Kau muda lagi. Kau banyak lagi kau punya cabaran yang kau kena hadap. Kalau kau datang kerja sini, aku dulu. But I'm like, but bro, you're 1 year older than me. How much could you experience more than me? The way he was talking, like, bro, he was the most paling matang person ever lah. So like, that's how you appear bragging. You be like, you don't know anything, bro. You still young, bro. That's how people brag. But showing off your good qualities, aku pernah macam tu. Kalau nak tahu, aku dulu pernah kerja macam tu lah. Tapi untuk kau, aku nasihatkan macam tu. See, you can see the difference between how people are bragging, talking, and how people are trying to just give you knowledge, showing their good qualities to you. So I hope that answers your questions. Humble bragging, yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope that answers your question, Nurdania. Okay, maybe we can have like one more question from the crowd. So anyone else? Probably one more. Maybe any of the lecturers? We got Mr. Pavi in the house, Mr. Naz. I think I saw Mr. Isaac just now, and also Cik Nadia. Okay, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so one more question. Anyone? Yeah, you can there in the chat box also. Okay, you know what? If none, maybe I'll ask. Okay, yes, Mr. Pavi. Yeah.
No, I just want to thank Kabir. Kabir, thank you, man. Thank you for doing this. I believe your experience, ni, man, it should give you the bragging rights, lah.
Rex.
The bragging rights to say whatever you want because it's not easy. It's not easy going into a new field and doing good stuff there. So thank you very much, Kabir. Sorry, I can't on my camera, guys, because I'm not in a very conducive environment here. So okay, sorry. Thank you very much, Kabir. So maybe a few more questions. Zach. Okay, thank you, Mr. Zach.
Okay. No problem, Mr. Pavitran. All right, okay. One more, maybe, probably, yeah, because we're like at 8:55. We've got 5 more minutes left. So, yeah. Okay. Yes, Mr. Aizat.
All right. Hello, Assalamualaikum. Kabir, hi. Hi, everyone. Mr. Zach and Mr. Pavi and also Miss Nadia. All right, just a simple question from me to Kabir. Basically, I had the opportunity to visit to come and visit Kabir the other day. For his internship presentation. I think I've asked a few questions, but this is one question that I think can benefit your juniors as well. My question is, what have you learned during your internship that you did not expect to? Just one thing that you did not that you learned during your internship that you did not expect to. That is all. Thank you.
Wow. Again, Mr. Isaac, you've presented me with a very tough question. One thing that I didn't expect to learn during my internship, I guess, okay, this is not the typical answer, like the objective answer lah, but trust me, when you go into internship later and everyone else kan, you're gonna learn that somehow you have that skill to do that job. I think that's what happened to me lah kan. I never expected that, oh, I can do this. Like this is me, media industry ni totally out of my realm, my forte. Like I'm good with I would say communication and but I never knew I could be in production. Production is a very heavy task lah. You have to create everything kan. So I learned that, oh, I actually can do this and I can do it very well. Like my supervisor, I think Mr. Isaac can vouch for me. My supervisor even said that I've expected, what's it called? I've melebihi expectations. I melebihi the expectations of working there. Like I've performed quite well.
Exceeding expectations?
Exceeding, see, grammar dah tak ni dah. I've exceeded expectations, dorang tak, and I never expected to appear on live TV. So like one thing I learned is that, oh, I actually can do this job and I can do more. Like, reporting on news on live TV about Donald Trump's US elections. Even though I don't like him, I never cared about US elections. Suddenly, wow, I can write about US elections. I can perform well in front of a camera. I can read the teleprompter, control my breath. I can be a news reader. I can be a producer. So one thing that I think probably a lot of you are going to experience as well when you're going into internship is that you're going to realize, oh, you can do that work. Sometimes a lot of you might think, oh, aku tak boleh buat kerja tu. But then you learn, oh, you can do it and quite well. And then suddenly, alhamdulillah, it's going to be your career trajectory towards the future. You tak expect you nak jadi, contoh HR. But suddenly HR tu lah yang buat you berjaya. You tak expect you akan jadi producer, suddenly producer tu lah buat you berjaya. Macam tu lah. I think that's what I learned lah.
All right, okay. Thank you so much, Kabeer, for your insights. I really like the way you said that, because sometimes it's something that you don't expect, but in the end you exceed people's expectations for that. Okay, so all right, so with that, we have reached the conclusion for session 1 of Unlocking Internship Success. So I would like to thank you so much for Mr. Kabeer, thank you so much for spending time with us here to share your experience with your fellow juniors, okay? And since your supervisor is here, so probably, inshallah, LI to okay lah, inshallah. All right, just okay, yeah, okay. And also, of course, Kabeer, your journey has yet to end. You still have probably one more hurdle, left, which is the FYP, and I'm pretty sure that you'll do well for that as well. Okay, so yeah, so good luck to that. And yeah, of course, so fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know more, about maybe you yourself, you want to try your luck, just like Kabeer. So there, Kabeer is sharing his LinkedIn together with his email address, so you may reach out to him, okay, maybe for some tips and so on, or probably if there are any opportunities. Hey, it's just like what Kabeer said, networking, people. So yeah, so again, I believe Mr. Aizat has shared the attendance. Okay, so please please complete the form, jangan lupa. And we will see everyone again for session 2, which will be on the 17th of January, same day, same time. All right. See you then. See you then. Take care, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Thanks,
Thank
Kabeer.
you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much, everyone.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Kabeer. Thank you.
Thank you, Kabeer.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Assalamualaikum. Au revoir. Arrivederci.
Salam.